Hi, Robert. Thank you so much for your patience. When I first got it open, I wasn't seeing you pop up, so I actually restarted it. So I don't know
Okay.
what happened there. I apologize. It's a new student. They were running late and it was just, what it is.
Yeah,
So
no
I really
problem.
appreciate your flexibility, and that should not be the norm. It was just like one of those weird things this week. I also don't know what my camera is doing. It's like doing a
Yeah,
funny thing, but apologies.
no problem.
How are you? Did you kind of get started diving in with some of the voiceover stuff? What have you been working on? What are you thinking today you really want to focus on and kind of conquer for this session? What are you thinking?
So a few different things. I
Hmm.
updated my headshot,
Nice,
and I'm going
awesome.
to start putting that with my reels, put it on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yes, yeah. That's one thing that they recommend, like with PR and marketing, that you have the same photo on all of your different profiles so that it's consistent and people kind of associate that with your brand.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
yeah, and also I've been doing my recordings in a walk-in closet, but I recently got a new ergonomic desk and a
Oh,
new
cool.
desktop computer, and that's not going to work in the walk-in closet. So what
Ah,
I'm going to do is I'm going to build a soundproof enclosure using PVC pipes and a
yeah.
blanket. So after this lesson, I'm going to go to the hardware store and get all the materials and start working on that.
Okay. Oh, I
And
love that.
yeah,
That sounds awesome.
yeah.
That's gonna
So
be really, really cool for you to have.
yeah. And it's going to be the type of thing where I could disassemble it and just put it in a duffel bag. And if I'm traveling, I could just put it
Right.
back
Break it
together.
down and take it
Yeah.
with you. I love that. Yeah, have a portable setup. That's amazing.
And so for today's lesson, I just got a paid subscription for Voice 123.
Oh, cool.
And I was thinking maybe this today you could help me navigate through that site since I've never used it.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
think it's a great site. They have a lot of really good opportunities. And I know someone who he has gotten so much work off of Voice 123 that he was like, yeah, I stopped using any other site. And I was like, well, I still use other sites, but I was so happy that he's doing so well with it. Found so many good opportunities and connections there. So that's so cool. Congrats.
Thank
So
you.
one really nice benefit is that when you get your profile set up, they are going to send you it's like at least once a week, they're going to send you like, these are things that we feel like are a good fit for you. And it happens pretty regularly, like
Mhm.
every couple days or like every day. They'll send you like, we think these 5 things would be a really good thing, like fit for you to audition for. Um, and so I feel like those email reminders are so, so helpful. Also, like people can invite you to projects, and then you'll get in your email those invites to those specific projects. So people who are looking for someone to work on the project are going to find your profile and like listen to your clips and be like, oh, I think you'd be a great fit for this. And then it's like, oh, I'm already shortlisted to like the top 10 faves, before I even audition. Um, so that's one really nice thing is you'll get those email invites. And if you can like set up your email to like, give you a notification on your phone or something when those come in, because sometimes the auditions have deadlines or like they cap at 50 submissions or something. Like they can say, I don't want more than 100 people to audition, or, the audition's only open till 3 p.m. tomorrow. And so like getting those notifications is really helpful. And then another thing though is you can then go kind of look through and search for things that you want to audition for. So the more like the higher up on the tier you are with the different levels of membership, you get like more opportunities depending on and I think it's more of like priority and like seniority too. It's like if you have like the most expensive package, it's like you are prioritized as getting, more opportunities like or first pick kind of thing. Um and then like let's say this job, they haven't been able to find the right person, then it kind of works its way down the tiers. Is kind of how that would work. Like the website just kind of like will prioritize the paid memberships over like the free bottom tier, that kind of thing. Um, which is great if you're a paid member.
Yeah.
But what I like about it too is if you're doing this part-time, you can like have a lower membership and do it part-time. And then if you're doing it full-time, it's like you can get the full-on, like full-blown membership, and then you have like so many auditions and so many opportunities, which I think is so cool. So yeah. Um, so let's go ahead and just go to the site and just get logged in, and then I'm gonna have you share your screen with me. So let me make sure. Yes, allow. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I was just about to check the settings on. Great. So then if you want to share with me, we'll just go like adventure through, and I'd rather have you do everything so that you're the one like clicking through and actually walking through the steps.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so here you are on voice actors. So you can actually go listen to what other people are doing, um, which is not necessarily what we want. So we also do not want AI voices. Yuck. No, no, no.
Yeah.
So this is actually like searching for voice actors for your project, which is not our focus. So we instead are looking for other projects. So go to where it says projects. All right, and we are going to scroll down. So they are going to match you to the ones that they feel like you are a good fit for. And every day you'll have like new notifications for that. All right, so you have eight projects. And what I usually recommend is like, can we sort it by like what expires the soonest? So you only have 37 minutes to audition for this top one. So I'd go
Mm.
ahead and get that in. Um, because this is a really quick turnaround project. Like whereas the others you've got like 7 days, 5 days. So I would go ahead and get that in immediately. So let's go ahead and audition for that right now. Is that okay?
I don't have my microphone set up here
Oh,
yet.
that's okay. All right. So like as soon as we hop off, maybe you search through and do those top ones. So that's what I look for, like which ones are due fastest. So let's
Yeah.
scroll down and let's look at some others. So that one's our number one. The others you have days to complete, right?
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, I'm good. So probably this medical scanner one, it has 2 days. So you'll want to prioritize that. 4 hours for the vampire audio. So maybe like as soon as we hang up here audition for those two like right away and get those in because those are due today very, very quickly. So the others you have multiple days for. Um, so I like to prioritize based on like what needs to get in now is how I prioritize that myself. All right. So then you see above, you've got like tabs like castings, bookings, delivered. So casting means these are available to audition for. Bookings means you have already been hired to do it, but the project is not completed. And then delivered means like you've finished it. It's already submitted, it's there, they've got it. So right now, since you haven't been hired yet, we've got castings, we've got bookings, and delivered. And a lot of sites are going to be laid out similarly to this, the audition sites. Like on ACX, you'll have like the things you've auditioned for, and then like the ones that you're booked for, your projects that are active and live, and then the ones that are completed. So they'll organize it pretty similarly. So you'll see a similar setup for all of them. All right. You can also maybe prioritize the things that are like, oh, I feel like this pays better, or I feel like this is a better fit for me and what I like to do. You can decide like, do I want to do the ones that are like, nonprofit volunteer things or not? I feel like you need to decide those kind of things for yourself, what you want to prioritize. And then you pick like what order you want to do them in. Um, so then if we kind of look through, let's go to, you've got like search, messages, payments, profile, home. Let's just click on each of these and see what happens. Bookings, you probably won't have anything there, but can we like click and see where we go if you click the different things? So we can go to messages. I think that's, one thing that you can click and, see where it takes you. So when you get there, you'll have like these are telling you like what you've been invited to audition for. You can go to projects, you'll see the auditions listed there. Messages right now is probably just invitations to audition, but later on, you'll probably have other messages
Hey,
as well.
stop, stop.
Is your cat being very playful right now and
Okay,
mischievous?
stop doing that. No,
Aw, I get it.
you're just scratching the couch.
Oh, yeah, you're like, go scratch on the scratching post.
Yeah.
That's why it's there. Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
messages eventually will have like specific things from people that you're working with, or, can you redo this little moment here? Or, oh, can we say this name like that? That kind of thing, or, hey, thanks, like we just sent it for distribution or whatever. But right now it's just those invitations. Projects will take you just to the auditions, which is cool. And then payments, you can see, like, you'll be able to see what has been paid out and like what the dates are, that kind of thing, once you have those. So it's pretty straightforward. Memberships just shows you which level of membership you're at. Um, and so like it just tells you like, the options and if you want to upgrade your membership, that kind of a thing. Um, in the cloud, right now, that's just, this is what you have uploaded, your files right now that you have up there. And then, you can see what's there, you can take things off, you can add new things. So it's organized pretty well. Um, I really strongly recommend for Voice 123, especially putting like as many clips and things to exhibit what you can do as possible and as much variety as possible, because the more stuff you have on there for people to just stumble upon and find, the better. So that's definitely something I would recommend. Um, so maybe like every time you do an audition, like upload it as a sample, or like every time you have that 5 minute retail audio sample, upload that as a sample. Just every time
okay.
you get something, like upload it so people can find you more easily and you've got more stuff out there. Because like if you go to search, go back there and you'll see this is what people are going to see when they're looking for talent, right? They're going
Hmm.
to see all these different things. And if you have more recently posted something and you're more active on the site, like you're going to be popping up earlier, right? So these are like top matches. These are people who have like good ratings and like their profiles are all filled out and that kind of thing. And then like the more jobs you do, the higher up in search results you're going to pop up. Um, so you can also, like, if you type in the search bar, you can say what you're looking for. So, like, I want a deep, gravelly voice, right? And then it's going to show me the ones that, are that particular thing. So you can do like, yeah, exactly. So then you just search and see what pops up there. Um, and then, if anyone has any of those words tagged in those particular samples, it's going to find it. What I like to do is maybe start typing it, like maybe just search deep, like just deep and see what pops up. Um, yeah, so then we just say like deep, and then we see like, and it says like all the different key things, or like you can say like, so these are all things that they listed as having a deeper sound. Then you could do something like commercial, and then you're going to find just commercials. So that's how people are searching for you. So understanding how these things pop up is really helpful when you're adding stuff. So then that's only if you're hiring voices there.
Right.
If you're looking for projects, you need to go to your projects tab. So you're going to spend a lot more time over there,
Okay.
right? So I feel like maybe taking some time to practice these audition scripts would be
Okay.
great. And actually just clicking on them and seeing what they are is helpful. Sometimes they just want you to submit your reel or something like that. Um, all right, so now inviting. This is the client. They've got two projects posted right now. So let's go ahead and scroll down. You've been invited to this project. Um, all right, young race car driver being spoken to through the television. Project description, a promotional piece for a church youth group summer kickoff event. The piece is centered around a young race car driver hearing about SCO. I don't know. Okay, it's an event and daydreams about getting to go. So then they tell you like how much it pays, usage and copyright, um, paid media, duration of usage. Um, and yeah, like they're just using it probably like they're a church and using it just to advertise like through the church. 1 minute. Cool. So this is the script. It's not very long. Um, so yeah. And I would say too, like, if you're like, I don't have all my mic and everything set up, but you see, like, oh, it's due in a half hour, that's okay. Like, sometimes I get invites to things and I don't have very long and I'm like out at the grocery store. So I'll just like go in my car with my phone and like quick do an audio recording. I'll do something like the Dolby On app and I'll just like record it into my phone and then I'll just like do very minimal editing and upload it just because it's something. Like, I get my voice in there. And maybe you just make a note that's like, hey, I saw your invitation. I wasn't actually, at my studio setup right now, but I just wanted to like throw my hat in the ring. I do have this equipment. I'm happy to re-record so you can take a listen, but I just wanted you to hear like what I would do with it. So if it's not like as high of editing skill, that's okay. And so once you record, you're just going to drag and drop to that spot over on the right side up above. Did you see that? So you
Yeah.
see where it's custom
Mhm.
audition, you drag and drop here.
Okay.
So, one thing you could maybe do is like send them like a file that has like your reel, but then also their script that's like not as edited. Like if you can upload both or something, and you can be like, this is to show you the editing I can do, but this is just to give you an idea of what I do with the script. That kind of a thing. So if we scroll down, we can see like receiving proposals, now inviting, English, USA, Canada, North America, general, male, young adult. Um, it's a narrator for YouTube, 23-minute long narration, 250 budget, psychological documentary. Okay. All right. And what's cool is they want a long-term narrator. So it means they want to have a relationship with you and work with you in the future too. That's great. Um, Yeah, so it seems like it's more of like a psychological thriller documentary, like true crime kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And what's cool is it sounds like they have, a channel, and if they like what you do, they'll use you again and again. Cool. And then they give you some people to look into, so you can go listen to those people and try to have a similar approach. So I really like that. Calm but unsettling, pauses for tension, gaps between lines. So they're like, do that or we'll reject you. Subtle emotional shifts from sympathetic to chilling detachment. No overacting. Avoid movie trailer drama. So don't be like, once upon a time
Yeah.
in a galaxy far, far away, right? Not
Yeah.
like that. It's
Yeah.
never sound like a traditional documentary voice. It needs to feel real, like someone telling you a tragic, dark story. All right, so they want you to truly sound like you care. Native English American speaker, yay, that's you. Must pronounce names and places clearly. So if you're unsure, you look it up.
Mhm.
Tillman, Oklahoma City. You want to say it right.
Yeah.
Clear enunciation, but not robotic, natural flow, consistent volume, no sudden spikes. So try to stay, don't be like, I'm super loud, and then I'm really soft.
Yeah.
So you can do that. And they give you a
Yeah.
sample to use for the audition. So that's great. And they actually told you where they want you to leave some more space, a little bit longer space. So that's nice. Um, yeah, so that's nice of them to do. So don't feel like you have to rush or fill the
Yeah.
gaps. Like let it breathe is what that means. Yeah, let's scroll down and see what else they've said there. All right, so studio quality audio, no background noise, dry recording, no added effects or music, file format, a WAV, or it can be a 320 kilobytes per second MP3. I'd probably just do the WAV file. Budget and timeline. and requirements to apply. So you do need a demo of those sample lines above. I feel like because they're giving you the technical requirements, it's cool if you can do those ahead of time to give them an
Yeah.
idea of what it'll sound like.
Yeah.
Um, so let's go ahead and scroll down. Now, if they pay well enough, I'm like, I'm happy to go into an actual professional studio. If they don't, then I'm like, you have to be happy with my home studio.
Yeah.
So you do the demo, include a link to your portfolio, especially if you have horror, true crime work. Confirm availability for 1 to 2 revision rounds. All right, so always read the requirements and follow the directions. If you don't, they'll be like, you can't follow directions, rejected.
Yeah.
So always try to do exactly what they ask for. And then you want to kind of go, I would say go do some listening to these people before you
Yeah.
submit and, record and whatnot. Yeah,
I'm not sure if I'll do this one,
that's okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure if that's what I want to be, like true crime.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
Well, yeah,
definitely,
especially since it's going to be an ongoing job that it's like they
yeah.
want a relationship and someone who wants to work with them long term.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to start doing a lot of these like
Yeah.
regularly. I just don't want to get fully involved in something that I'm not going to want to commit a long term to.
Right. Absolutely. And they told
Yeah.
you that. So now you
Yeah.
know that and you're like, okay, I acknowledge that and maybe that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So send me related samples. So we actually can just like submit to this one. If you already have samples that work like or similar, then you go ahead and they're like, we don't have a fixed um script. They just want something similar, like just send us a sample. So they're open to USA, Canada, or British. I would assume like they're leaning toward American English since they listed that first.
Right.
A male adult, immersive virtual reality project. Yeah. So then we look down here. Okay. So they tell you like how they're using it. Okay. So now, for virtual reality, like we don't know exactly what even the theme is or anything.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell us like a tone of voice or anything like that, unfortunately. Um, so then we just do our best guess of what they're kind of going for. So I probably, might submit a reel so they hear kind of a variety of what I could do, unless you feel like you have something that you're like, oh, I feel like this would fit that.
But maybe my commercial reel.
Sure. Yeah. And just submit it. It's kind of nice when they don't give you an actual script because it's like, oh, I can just submit what I already have recorded.
Yeah.
Um, I do think, it could though be more like a game. So I was thinking maybe characters because like a virtual reality could be a game.
Yeah.
And they talk about like fragmented realms. So I was thinking
Oh, I
maybe
missed that.
more like character voices.
Okay.
Um, so maybe like a fantasy video game script kind of a
Hmm.
thing
Yeah.
might be good. Like, so what kind of like characters or storytelling that might be more of like a fantasy world or maybe like a sci-fi kind of world? What do we have that we feel like could relate if it was more of like a virtual reality game kind of a situation?
I mean, I think my character reels have some definitely have some sci-fi fantasy elements to them.
Okay.
And there's also the 5 minute sample from the Cadian Dynasty. But I think probably the character reel would be more
Okay.
like what they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Okay, so then do I just accept invite and then upload it?
Yep, exactly. So let's go ahead and do that. Accept invite. Alrighty. So then let's see, samples of existing work. Nice. So you can select from the samples you already have here. Character reel, so you know that it's an updated one. And then, I mean, you can submit others if you want. You can like select what you want to share with them.
Should I do my previous character reel also? 'Cause that's not good sound quality with that one, but
Yeah, that's okay. So maybe just do like the most maybe do like both reels from April. Do you like that idea? Because you had
yeah.
thought about doing the commercial as well.
Mhm.
So then let's go ahead and then we've selected those. So then just kind of look like if you want, you could write them a note. It says additional proposal details. You could say, like, this is the kind of equipment that I have and we'll be recording on, or I'm really comfortable doing, editing, including XYZ. You could say, like, why you're most interested in this project, or you don't have to say anything at all. Totally up to you.
Okay. I'll
I
say
usually put some kind of note that's like, a greeting, this is who I am, here's something I've worked on recently. Here's why I'm interested in your project. Thanks so much for your time and consideration. Looking forward to potentially working with you in the future, that kind of thing. I think it just is nice to write a little something.
yeah, keep it personal.
Right. Yeah. And it kind of makes you stand out a little bit more from other people.
Use this new keyboard.
That's okay.
What do you think of that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And quick question, are there any red flags to look for in some of these proposals? I know there's some scams out there, and also I heard about people taking voice actors' voices and turning them into AI without their permission.
Yeah. Well, when you're submitting through a website that's a like pay to audition site or something like ACX, they are kind of vetting everything. One of the things that I really like about Backstage is that if they haven't vetted someone, they put a little banner that's like, we have not checked on this one yet. Like, so they're like, audition at your own risk kind of a thing. But usually if it's a pay to audition site like this, it's going to be legitimate jobs. Um, Whereas you see more scammy stuff on more freelance kind of sites.
Mm.
Um, I would also say like never. So one perk of something like Fiverr is they hold the funds. They pay for it ahead of time. Fiverr holds the funds. When you deliver the project, you get paid. So they've already prepaid Fiverr, and then Fiverr gives you the money once you deliver the project. Um, Somewhere like here, like if they don't pay through the site, you make sure that like you're paid in full before you mark the project as completed on the website. So usually like even with ACX, like you'll submit and they approve and they're like, "Okay, have you actually been paid? Confirm that before we distribute this." Right? So like never mark a project as like finalized and finished until you get paid. And if you're concerned about it, I would say try to get like half up front and then half at the end. Or you can do something like have them pay you through something like PayPal, where it's like, hey, you can do it as like a purchase protection thing. So if I don't deliver, you can get a refund,
Mhm.
that kind of thing too.
Yeah. And so this is in euros. How does that work when with me getting paid to convert? Do they convert it through the site? Is it converted to US dollars?
Yes, well, that's a great question. So depending on projects through the sites, um, payments happen in different ways. So, okay. So they have a secure payment system which you're going to use. So it's like a third party service. Um, and basically like you're going to have the booking and then you can use that secure payment feature. So Voice 123 is going to hold the funds and the payment until you submit the project and the client approves the final recording. And
Okay.
then those funds will be released to you. So they have all that figured out for you. So they're probably going to have it be like, changed to USD or whatever. Because you set up your payment like the way you get paid through it, and it's either going to be like, bank transfer, PayPal, whatever you choose, and then they're going to hold the funds and then release them to you after like you've submitted and they approve the final receipt of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So some sites won't always have that or um like ACX, if it's royalty share, then they'll pay you directly. Amazon does, but if it's not, you have to get payment and then confirm you've been paid outside
Okay.
of that. So some sites have like both. That's an example of like both being a function of it. Um, Voice 123, the client, the hiring client can choose if they want to do that option or not.
Okay.
So, depending on the project, you may have to like confirm to Voice 123, yes, I have been paid. And then they allow the person then to like have the final recording. Um, but if they choose like that secure payment method, Voice 123 already has the payment and is ready to like release it to you.
Okay.
But I would say, like, if not, see if they have things like Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and just have like your ways that you can receive payments set up.
Okay.
But if you do something like PayPal, then you can accept credit cards and things too.
Okay.
And it has the purchase protection, which is nice for them.
Okay. I'll go ahead and submit this.
Great.
All right.
Awesome. See, that wasn't too hard, right?
Yeah. And I don't want to do the zero budget. I don't want to do
Yeah,
volunteer work.
that's okay. Then we just don't do them. And you
Yeah.
actually like you can just exit out and be like, I don't want to see that, and just be like, I'm not going to do that one. So you can go and just like exit out and be like, nope, I don't want that one. So if it's one you're not interested in, instead of letting it like clutter up your screen. Like I find that distracting. It helps me to kind of narrow it down. So if you're like, this is not a good fit, just close it out and be like, I'm not going to do that one. What's cool is like you're going to get invitations really regularly. So
Yeah.
even if you're like, oh gosh, like I did them all and now there are none, don't worry, there will be more.
Yeah. Yeah. I got like 8 just from signing up last night.
Yeah, exactly. So every day you're going to have more invitations. And so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just keep doing what you're doing and be consistent and accept the invites that you want to. So we look here and we look at what they're looking for and we decide if that's something we're interested in, right? What's cool is too, like they've got they saved your little note so you can
Oh, I
just like
see.
tweak
Yeah,
it
I was
each
wondering.
time. You can just
Yeah,
sort of like modify it for each project, like the one that you're submitting for. So they want serious and dynamic.
I could do serious and dynamic.
So they're gonna put this with a video that they've made. It's about a doctor working in a clinic in Florida and using a scanner. So then they tell you how many words it is. Um, they do want a custom audition, so they've given you the audition script that they want. So I definitely make sure you're pronouncing, all these words like nuclear
Yeah,
oncologist and like the names and theranostics, like there's some kind of funky words in here. So
yeah,
make sure you practice that and have those. It's not a super long audition script. So I feel like you could do that pretty easily, pretty
yeah.
quickly. Um, so I feel like that could be a good one. 171 words isn't really that long of an
No.
ultimate script either. So, um, okay. So they gave you an attached audio recording to make sure you do the right pronunciation as well. Um,
Oh, cool.
yeah, so that's helpful.
My name is Ashok Muthukrishnan.
Okay.
My name is Ashok Muthukrishnan.
So
Ashok
Ashok
Krishna.
Muthakrishnan. Yeah. Ashok Muthakrishnan. And then also the, what is it?
Veriton CT.
Veriton CT.
Veriton
Okay,
CT. Yep.
Veriton. All
Cool.
right, yeah. So that's really helpful to have as well. Yeah. So it just gives you some, clarity for yourself.
Yeah.
Veriton CT. My name is Ashok Muthukrishnan.
Ashok Muthukrishnan. Got to make sure I get that exactly right.
Mhm. Ashok Muthakrishnan. Yeah.
Ashok Muthukrishnan.
Yeah, just practicing that.
Ashok Muthukrishnan. Ashok Muthukrishnan. Ashok Muthukrishnan.
Yeah.
And then there's including lutetium. I'm not sure if it's hyphenated. Lutetium.
Yeah, I might look that up just because we don't know what that is, like titanium. But yeah, I probably would say lutetium, but I don't know. So I'd probably look that up as well.
I'm not getting anything on Google for that. It's saying
Hmm.
there are
Yeah.
search
So
results for a different spelling of a similar word is the chemical element with atomic number 71. Hmm. I'm not sure if that's the same thing.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
When in doubt, I just do my best.
Okay.
So I think lutetium, and then if he needs it changed, he'll let you know.
Okay. Some more
But at
cat.
least do the ones he gave you pronunciations on correctly.
Thought the cat was at the door again. It got blurry. There we go. All right, should I go ahead and practice it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Meet Dr. Ashok Muthukrishnan, a nuclear oncologist and the founder and director of Theranostics at Florida Theranostics in Jupiter, Florida. Dr. Krishnan is using the Veriton CT to perform a wide range of SPECT CT studies, including lutetium-177 theranostics imaging. And
Great.
that's the
Yeah.
script.
So I just would, practice it a few more times so that you feel like it flows really nicely. Because right now we're kind of like thinking about what we're gonna say.
Yeah,
What I try to do is look at the phrase that I'm gonna say before I take a breath and kind of think through what I want to do with it and then read that, let it flow, take a breath. And it's okay if I like pause while I'm thinking about what I want to do with the next phrase. So like if you want to record, one phrase at a time, you can and just like get it where it flows really nicely.
yeah,
Just because we have multiple tricky words in there.
yeah.
So, like, you know, meet Dr. Ashok Mutakrishnan. And then, like, you can pause, right? And then, when you're recording, you could like stop it and practice the next part because you have a breath there, right? A nuclear oncologist and the founder and director. Like, you could even pause there. A nuclear oncologist. You could put a breath there and the founder and director. And you could maybe even like pause there, like take a breath and then clip it in of Theranostics at Florida Theranostics in Jupiter, Florida. Like you can always like piece it together if you need to, or like put in a little catch breath or whatever and kind of edit it together. But if you have especially tricky things, like I feel like that Theranostics at Florida Theranostics, like saying it twice like that is kind of a tricky thing. So getting it to where it feels kind of casual and just relaxed. Director of Theranostics at Florida Theranostics in Jupiter, Florida. You want it to feel just like, oh, it's easy to say,
Yeah.
even though it's not.
Okay. I'll do another run through. Meet Dr. Ashok Muthukrishnan, a nuclear oncologist and the founder and director of Theranostics at Florida Theranostics in Jupiter, Florida. Dr. Krishnan is using the Veriton CT to perform a wide range of SPECT CC studies, including lutetium-177 theranostics imaging.
Yeah, that was better. That was a much better take. I love it. Nice. I also put for you just so you can read a little bit more about their secure payment process for Voice 123.
Okay.
It's just their like answering questions articles to explain how that works for you, just so you have a clearer vision of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can read through that later. Cool. All right. So I thought that actually worked really nicely. So, as long as you feel good about it, I feel like, that's pretty much on track with what I would expect to hear.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. Yeah. So then, good. So, do you kind of feel like you have a better idea of what it is that you're going to be doing with the site then?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Great.
I feel like
Awesome.
you really broke it down so I could just take off
Dive
and just
in now. Yeah.
start pumping out auditions left and right.
Right. What I love too about Voice 123 is, like I said, like every day they kind of limit how long you have to audition, how many people they allow to audition for each project. So it's like you don't feel this like, oh, I have to get it like, I have to do every single audition and like this pressure. It's like they renew them all the time. Like you get more auditions every day. And it's like, this is the batch for today. and then those go away. So it doesn't just like pile up. If you like have to take a day off to do something else, like you don't have to worry about it piling up and being like, oh no, now I have 100 auditions to do. It's like, okay, that day's ones go away, and now we have a new batch. And so it's like you get to start fresh every day, which is kind of a nice thing about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that like, you know, seeing the deadlines, I feel like they do a really good job of organizing everything and making it pretty straightforward. Whenever you see those auditions that are like you don't have to do very much, it's just kind of like a um like just send a sample kind of a thing, you know? I feel
Yeah.
like just get those in and then
Hmm.
kind of pick and choose the ones that you're actually auditioning for and doing their script, like what you want to devote your time to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, well, let me know how it's going. If you have any questions during the week or whatever, just let me know. And yeah, break a leg as we
Thank
say
you.
in the acting world with all
Yes.
these fun auditions.
Cool. You want me to send you my YouTube videos when I put them on the
Oh yeah, for sure. That'd be
okay.
great. I'll take a look
Okay.
at them.
You could see if you like my new headshot.
Yay!
I think it
Oh,
looks
I love
okay.
that. Yeah. Great.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's a great way to do it because like everybody can just like watch a YouTube video. It's a really
Yeah.
easy way to share it with people. So, yeah, I think that's a great way to do it.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, I'd love to see them. So send them my
Okay.
way.
Okay, will do.
Good luck this week.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Robert.
Bye.